Every blockchain dreams of infinite speed, zero fees, and global adoption. But Ethereum, the world's largest smart contract platform, faced a brutal reality: sky-high gas fees and painfully slow throughput. Yet instead of breaking, Ethereum evolved. Today, we explore how scaling solutions, from rollups to sharding, and the monumental event called the merge are shaping Ethereum's future. But first, a word from our sponsor. The Graph is a critical infrastructure for the blockchain world. With their open-source protocol and developer-friendly tools, they help you make sense of your data. Learn how you can start building on the Graph today. Ethereum was powerful. It enabled DeFi, NFTs, and tokenization. But with great demand came great congestion. Transactions that once cost cents skyrocketed to hundreds of dollars during peak times. Users were frustrated. Competitors like Binance Smart Chain or Solana offered cheaper alternatives. Ethereum had to find answers, or risk losing its position as the foundation of Web3. Enter Rollups. Instead of processing every transaction on Ethereum's main chain, Rollups bundle, or roll up, hundreds of transactions off-chain, then post the results back. Like an off-site data center storing files, but only keeping a small index on the blockchain. Vitalik Buterin described this idea in 2021. Today there are two types. First, optimistic rollups assume transactions are valid unless challenged. They're like a judge in court who says, "You're innocent until proven guilty." To ensure trust, they keep a copy of the data and allow users to submit fraud proofs if needed. This model uses less cryptography, resulting in faster speeds and lower fees. Second, ZK rollups bundle transactions and use zero-knowledge proofs, or ZK proofs, to verify them instantly. This means they don't need a fraud-proof period, but they require more computing power. Both types inherit Ethereum's security while offering fast, cheap transactions. The choice depends on your needs: optimistic for easy integration and fast finality, or ZK for ultimate efficiency and provable security. Rollups have been a game-changer, slashing costs and increasing throughput. Now developers can build dApps on Ethereum without the scalability headache. Users can interact with them without paying high gas fees. Sharding, the long-term vision. But even rollups aren't the endgame. Ethereum's roadmap includes sharding. Instead of a single blockchain, sharding splits it into multiple parallel chains called shards. Each shard contains a copy of the data, allowing them to process transactions independently. When a transaction occurs, it goes to a specific shard based on its data. For example, if you send Ether, it might go to Shard 1, while an NFT transfer goes to Shard 2. Developers can choose which shard to deploy their apps to optimize for specific use cases. Sharding increases the network's capacity linearly. Add 64 shards, and throughput grows by 64x. Sounds like a silver bullet. Why did it take so long? Well, sharding is complicated. It requires significant changes to the consensus mechanism, client implementations, and network architecture. Developers need to decide which data to shard and how to manage inter-shard communication. Plus, security must be maintained across all shards. That's why Ethereum opted for a phased approach. Rollups provided an immediate solution while the team worked on the more complex problems of sharding. Although the initial plans to launch shard chains in 2022 didn't materialize, major players like Coinbase and Ledger are investing in sharding solutions. As the ecosystem matures, sharding will play a vital role in Ethereum's scalability. The merge. Meanwhile, a monumental event was brewing in the background: the merge. In September 2022, Ethereum switched from proof-of-work to proof-of-stake. No longer would miners compete to solve complex equations and validate blocks. Instead, a network of validators who stake Ether would participate in proposing and attesting to new blocks. But why is this relevant to scaling? Because it reduced energy consumption by over 99%, making Ethereum greener and more efficient. The transition also shifted network dynamics, introduced new risks around validator centralization, and paved the way for improved consensus mechanisms like sharding. Although it didn't directly lower gas fees, The merge laid the foundation for future scaling efforts. Think of it as upgrading your car's engine. It doesn't make it faster right away, but it sets the stage for performance improvements down the line. The merge was the culmination of years of work by countless developers and researchers. It was a defining moment for Ethereum, transitioning it from a resource-intensive proof-of-work chain to a more sustainable and efficient proof-of-stake network. And it wasn't just about environmental impact. The merge made Ethereum more secure, resistant to censorship, and capable of integrating new scaling solutions like Rollups and Sharding at a larger scale. The trade-offs. Now let's talk about trade-offs because nothing is free, especially not in crypto. Every scaling solution adds complexity to the system. Optimistic rollups require a dispute period. ZK rollups need heavy cryptography. Sharding complicates developer experience. And the merge shifted the network's dynamics, introducing new risks. Rollups add another layer between users and the blockchain, requiring trust in the rollup operator. If they misbehave, users could lose their funds. On the other hand, ZK rollups are more trustless, but need cryptographic expertise. Sharding introduces complexity when managing data across multiple chains and cross-shard communication. The merge itself brought more centralization to staking pools and potential for MEV exploits. Each solution has its pros and cons, and no one size fits all. But Ethereum's philosophy is clear. Decentralization first, progress second. Sometimes speed and convenience come second to community control and security. The future of Ethereum. Imagine a world where sending an NFT costs fractions of a cent or trading on a DEX is instant and cheap. That's the promise of Rollups, Sharding, and the merge. Together, they're building the future of Ethereum, enabling millions to interact with Web3 applications without worrying about high gas fees. Rollups are already making an impact with several projects achieving high throughput and low fees. Optimism, Arbitrum, and Immutable X are just a few examples, but the best is yet to come. Projects like Starkware and Fuel are pushing the boundaries of what's possible with ZK rollups. Sharding is also making progress with initiatives like the Interblockchain Communication Protocol and the Sharded Oracle Network. Although a precise timeline is unclear, the future is bright. As the ecosystem evolves, we can expect more scaling solutions and greater interoperability. But the real magic happens when people build. Already we're seeing innovative projects harnessing rollups and exploring sharding. Examples include DAOs using sharded data for better governance, marketplaces leveraging rollups for instant trades, and games utilizing sharding for immersive experiences. The possibilities are endless, the pace of development is accelerating, and the passion within the Ethereum community is stronger than ever. If you've made it this far, you're clearly interested in the future of Web3. So here's a bonus section just for you. We've covered a lot of ground, but remember, this is just the beginning. The journey to scale Ethereum started years ago, and it will continue for many years. But the progress is incredible. Rollups have transformed the user experience. The merge has made Ethereum more efficient, and sharding promises a brighter future. Sure, there are trade-offs, but isn't that always the case? Nothing is truly free. Each scaling solution adds complexity, but the benefits outweigh the challenges. Ethereum is evolving, and it's doing it the right way, prioritizing decentralization and security, while still striving for progress. Don't be afraid to dive deep into this fascinating space. Experiment with the latest scaling solutions and support the projects you believe in. You'll be part of something big, something that's changing the world. And if you want to stay updated on everything scaling Ethereum, subscribe to the channel. We've barely scratched the surface. There's so much more to discover. Let's explore it together. Thank you for watching.